Hi, Anna Bartholomew here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about pros and cons of living in St. George, Utah, of course, southern Utah. And there's another video where I talked about more the feeling, how does it feel to go here and here, more a well-being lifestyle video. This video we're going to cover nitty-gritty, economics, statistics, jobs, and I even included the opinion of the locals who also relocated from another part of state to be in St. George with his family. And I hope you find this video quite insightful. Welcome aboard, buckle up, let's go. To put things in an overall perspective, we live in a digital economy. Therefore, evaluating the well-being of the state economically is very important with this digital perspective, isn't it? Therefore, let's start with the ranking. Recently, 2021, Milken Institute reported the ranking for the cities under 250,000 population, and St. George ranked number 4. That tells you something about overall health of the economy and the lifestyle and the cost of living in St. George.
All right, my name is Jade Mullendorf, and I relocated to St. George, Utah about 10 years ago from Ogden, Utah. We vacationed down here most of my life for the summers, and then just decided to make it permanent 10 years ago with my kids. I'm a single dad of 4. We moved down here because I got tired of snow. You know, it's a great climate down here. Yes, we have some hot summers, but the rest of the year is perfect temperature. And so we like the outdoors, and there's a lot of recreation out here.
And to give you a sense how St. George is actually no longer the best kept secret, between 2000 and 2005, actually during 5-year period, and we're specifically covering plus or minus a couple of years close to the Olympic Games, right? Winter Olympic Games that Salt Lake hosted. St. George was announced the fastest growing metropolitan area in the country.
One of the things that's really nice about St. George is the local economy is growing, and it's getting stronger each and every day. St. George is actually known for more of a retirement and a senior community in the past, and so there's a lot of jobs in the medical field. But recently we've seen a lot of young entrepreneurs with the work at home market. We've actually had a lot of people decide this is where they want to be, since they're able to kind of work from anywhere. The outdoor activities and the lifestyle that it provides, as well as the chance and stuff to work from home, is something that a lot of people can't pass up. And then one of the other areas that St. George is thriving when it comes to the economy is the tourism market. We have 4 of the major national parks in the country within an hour to 2 hours drive of St. George. So we have a lot of people who come to Designs every year. I think last year they hit 4 million visitors. So the tourism market, there's new businesses popping up all the time to support that endeavor.
St. George is obviously thriving on sports and athletics, marathons, bike rides, Ironman, is being held here, golf, MTV, all of those things. So anyway, so there is so much boating, Lake Powell is within the distance. So anything that outdoors, it's amazing. There's a better taste in another video here, but I'm just mentioning those industries are thriving. I'm just going to give you an example. So the locals are almost complaining. Everybody knows about Tour de France, but now you're going to learn when you move here about Tour de Utah. We have national, international bike races happening here all over the time. And another national park, Bryce National Park, 2 hours away. That's another stunning nature's beauty at its best. So traditionally, St. George has the biggest employers in the aviation industry, in the medical industry, because it's known as a town of retired people, right? This is the retiring community. And therefore, medical industry here is thriving, and therefore jobs also. But also, in addition to that, tourism has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger in Utah, especially since 2002, when Salt Lake in Utah was discovered during Winter Olympics, right? Of course. And by the way, Salt Lake is actually again competing for the one of the next Winter Olympics as well. So we might even see even more appreciation and interest to our beautiful, amazing state. And since this video is very real estate related, I will also let you know that a strong industry across the country, we all know that, is also real estate, housing market, lots of jobs associated with building, new construction, and of course, mortgage financing industry is thriving in St. George, Utah. So you're in one of those fields, you might be feeling yourself quite at home. Also, as well, we know in the digital economy, working from home is the order of the day. Therefore, we do see more and more people who do have the flexibility of location, right? Location, location, location. Now we're in the digital era of location freedom. So we see a lot of people with that flexibility of location moving to our beautiful southern Utah. And of course, we will welcome you as well if you fall into that category because you will be thriving here. So a little bit of a con, kind of like the disadvantage of St. George. So historically, the wages in St. George were actually not even quite at, measuring up to the average wages across the country. And that's true, we're guilty as charged. However, there is a new perspective and the new developments are coming in more and more. The new economic policies are enforced and we're beginning to attract entrepreneurs. And that's always a good thing because they're always building new ideas, bringing innovation, and that's where the new spirit of St. George is actually becoming.
One of the exciting programs or one of the exciting projects that's coming into St. George now is actually Tech Ridge, and it's actually a technological live, work, play situation that they're actually doing here in southern Utah at the old airport, where you can actually have a house, you can work. They're also going to be putting bars, restaurants, different activities up there as well. Tech Ridge is focusing on bringing tech giants from across the country to have either remote offices here in St. George, which is going to increase job opportunities, or bring in startup tech companies as an incubation kind of thing here in southern Utah as well. It's actually at the old airport, downtown St. George, so you can actually go online and you can find out what job opportunities or what the future holds for Tech Ridge.
Another consideration is transportation. Well, if you're relocating from California, I lived in California, I know what I'm talking about. So if we're trying to avoid that insane commute, you're going to find St. George and Southern Utah infrastructure is quite appealing, and it's progressively improving. Utah government is really putting more and more emphasis on infrastructure because we're having a lot of in-state migration, and therefore infrastructure raises to the top priority of the local governances, and they pay really big attention. And even though there are some roads that are still kind of like, I don't want to say California style, but they're a little bit challenged to drive. And, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But yet the overall emphasis and the commitment and the progressive measurements towards that are on the right track. The conversation about transportation also includes airports. So obviously, Las Vegas Airport is, 118 miles away. Salt Lake International Airport is 300 miles away. Direct flight to Amsterdam and Paris. Here we go. Here we're in Europe in, a few hours. And locally, we do have a St. George Regional Airport, and we even have flights going to Dallas. So the more flights are going out, the more flights are coming in. So there is definitely an upward trend in terms of air connection there, on the right track as well. With the economic growth and the population growth and the transportation improvement growth and a lot of the initiatives towards, moving our economy towards the digital age more and more and more, right? It's very important to understand that the St. George projected job growth rate is 55%. How does it compare to the average United States? United States average is only 33. So overall, you're in the surplus if you decide to move to St. George, Utah. An important consideration on your list, I'm sure, is affordability, because who wants to be in the rat race when you don't have to, right? Especially with the opportunities to work from home, or if you're an entrepreneur, or if you have a business that, can survive any economy or any relocation. Well, affordability is still pretty reasonable in the southern Utah. However, it's been a little bit, it's been getting more and more competitive. We are, for example, over the last 12 months, housing prices has increased by 26%. That's overall for the state of Utah. And that was the statistics that as a realtor I got in May. However, the June statistics that I will post some comments over there and links over there, June statistics indicate that in St. George in June, year-over-year price increase was actually 41%. Whoa, that's a significant jump. So if you're an investor and you're considering an investment home, and there are definitely rules and regulations about that. But however, if you just want to get into the housing market, my recommendation is always will be, and that's what I'm telling my children and my friends and family, is sooner is better than later. And in terms of the housing market, just a quick disclaimer, I am posting regularly weekly housing market updates. So if you want specifically housing market information, you will find it in the links below and also within my YouTube channel. But to give you just a taste of what the home prices are here now, so basically our average price in St. George, Utah in May was $522,000. And in June 2021, the average price is actually is $542. So we are definitely improving. And as a side note, it is very competitive. Yeah, it's a seller's market. It's a little softening, but it's a seller's market. And it's really important to understand that 48%, it's like almost half of the offers that are right there in circulations right now in 2021, they're cash offers. So you need specific strategy, unique strategy. I have another video on that, but again, I'm not going there right now, but I'm just giving you a taste, an idea, an overall overview of the housing market in St. George, Utah.
One of the benefits of living in southern Utah is the great lifestyle. One of the things that we're trying to balance out and trying to make better for the residents that live here in southern Utah is the housing versus the economic market. So right now, for a long time, St. George has been known as a retirement town or a millionaire town where people could actually come and live in the laps of luxuries and the heat and the warm weather. We're seeing a huge influx of Californians and different people from across the country that are moving here, and they're selling their million-dollar homes in California, and they're coming here and paying cash for it. So the market has kind of been unbalanced for a while, but I think in the next few years and stuff, we're going to see that kind of shift.
There are so many things that we've covered about living in St. George, Utah, the good, the bad, like the opportunities, the trends, like the things that we're trying to improve. And there is so much more. And, there is no end of what different specific questions an individual might have. We're all different, aren't we? And therefore, and I know that there is nothing better than coming into the area, driving on that street, touching the doorknob of that house that you want to look at, right? And then experiencing food, experiencing conversation, experiencing weather, or even the beautiful outdoors, the national parks. Yes, the next step is, of course, to take a day or 2-day trip to southern Utah. Let me know if that can do anything. I've come from the hospitality background industry before I started doing real estate. Therefore, I'll be very, very happy to answer whatever questions you might have about living in St. George, Utah.